It is time right here, another Thursday night. It's time for Beyond the Pole. And, of course, the beautiful and the so talented Katrina Lee.
Hello, this is pretty much our fun kind of couples and Valentine's kind of relationship specials. So we have a lot of cool guests coming on today. I'm excited. And check us out. We are on Facebook. We are Beyond the Pole Radio. And we have Bailey's here and Zeus's. And I'm Katrina Lee. And we had Dawn Marie from Foreplay in Buffalo is going to be calling in with the Toy of the Week. And then we have, why don't you say something about our porn star couple that's going to be doing a call-in?
Yeah, I got Sully Savage and Jackson, who is a real-life couple and film star couple. And polyamorous, which we'll get to learn about that.
Yeah.
And she's pansexual, which I have no idea what that is.
I don't either, so it'll be interesting to learn.
And they both make films with both sexes. But yet are married in a very successful, strong relationship. So I felt it was perfect for Valentine's Day coming up, you know, especially because everybody feels people like in our industry that our dancers aren't entitled to love and can't have a great relationship. So
yeah.
I thought it was like a perfect match. So they'll be ready by the phone, you know, in a half hour or so whenever we want to call.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. It's something different. And I like the whole relationship thing because it's like all the clubs, too. Every single one has like a Valentine's Day party. It's actually a pretty good day to work as a dancer because you get the guys who legit are lonely, want to spend money. And some guys will just go and buy boxes of chocolates at the grocery store and like bring it and give it to you as a gift in there. And I always liked working as a good money holiday.
Yeah, that's cute. I mean, you know, Valentine's Day, I mean, I can totally see that happening. I mean, the only people I buy for since I've been single 11 years is my mom.
Yeah.
And I don't have to see her exactly on Valentine's Day, so I go the day after, and all the Valentine's candy is all 50% off.
Right? Yeah, you can't beat it. It's the same like with Christmas. You get the Godiva and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, it's like the best.
So, you know, she doesn't mind. So I like to do stuff like that. And I might even go down to Kalamazoo next Wednesday.
I want to go eventually.
Yeah,
I might go with you.
Yeah, I might want to go. I might go try to see Lita Von Doom and some of them. It's steak.
I wanted to meet all of them.
It's steak day, and
again.
Yeah, on Wednesdays, and then Wednesday's Valentine's Day, so I might go down there. We'll see if me and Zeus are going to do the road trip.
That's a cool idea. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of the people girls we interviewed are from there, and then a lot of the guys are listening, and they're like me and being really fans and stuff on Facebook.
You got Lita Von Doom.
It's like a good shout out to
Lita Von Doom and
Area Moon,
Autumn Rain.
Yeah, there's a couple, like a lot of
Angels
really good features are out there at that club. It's like amazing talent. It's got to be impressive.
Plus, you know, I've kind of gave some tips in helping Lita Von Doom, so I want to see more of her show.
Yeah.
Because you never know if out here I can, even though there's not many
you can help me promote her at some
possibly
of the
try to get her at the body shop or somewhere.
Yeah.
To
for
do
events
like a mini
or featuring.
Feature. Yeah, so help her out. Because she's got a lot of heart. She does some fun stuff. So
yeah, you know, the whole chainsaw show and everything. She's a great person to interview. So I'm excited, and I am, interesting. It's always unique with relationships in the adult industry because you always it's hard for a lot of people inside it to find love where they end up dating the managers, or almost always the managers are dating one of the dancers. All the bartenders or something are dating one of the bouncers. Like you end up interclub dating. There's a lot of issues and conflicts, and a lot of them don't end up being successful. They turn into cheating or lies and games, and maybe it is better to be open about it so then you don't have those issues like this couple. So it's kind of unique.
Yeah, I'm always, huge on the relationship topics, and because in our industry it's tough. People are screwed up anyways.
Yeah.
So then you add a fact that, people are dancers or whatever. Well, insecure people they like the idea of us, as my friend Lori Shane once said, who's a dancer. People like the idea of us. She said, we're entertainers. People like the idea of us. We're cursed.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of us date each other, because only us can get each other, and understand it. So it can be tough, but then again, that's why, having Sully Savage and Jackson on the show, who, adult film couples, making films with both sexes and polyamorous and have this great relationship.
That's a lot too.
That's a lot, yeah. Have all that and have it be a successful relationship, because you should hear how she talks about him. She was like, no other man has done what he does for me. He's my daddy and my king. It was like so cute when she wrote me that once. So I thought of them immediately. when I met him at the Sun Club, I thought of that for this Valentine's, edition of the show. So
well, it's neat. Everyone likes porn stars, so it's kind of something fun and different. But I mean, even just anyone is hard to like. Even when you stop dancing and you're with the guy you really like and care about, it's hard to drop some of the dancer habits because you're so used to the attention or the money. So you pick up traits, you tend to kind of be a little more sneaky and stuff. And it's not the best, but I mean, at least if you're honest, you kind of identify when you're doing these flaws or whatever. You can kind of stop it or be aware, like when you're dating, some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Especially when you ask a girl to stop dancing and you're like sort of paying their bills, but then you lose interest and you don't want to do it anymore. You try making them feel bad. You like stop their job, their income.
And that's why I did a post that was funny. I said, to all my fellow dancers out there, next time you date a guy you just meet, do a pre-strip nuptial agreement. Remember, and I did a post on that. It basically said, so when the relationship fails in 8 months, you can charge them a bill of $1,000 a month. What you missed for those 8 months, like get them to agree to it.
At least you can get an apartment, like first last month rent or something.
Yeah, because inevitably, in girls I've bounced for or whatever, and they'll be all gaga about some dude, and I'm kind of rolling my eyes because it'd be like a 26-year-old girl, and maybe she has a kid involved, and they meet this great guy, and they promise the world, and just like girls will do that to me and promise the world, and then you don't really know anyone, and then in 8 months. They're like, F him on Facebook. I'm done, blah, blah, blah.
Done.
And you just lost out on 8 or 9 months of money because you gave it up for him. Yep. And personally, my view is if you got to give up dancing or something you love that's your craft for someone, the relationship isn't going to work because there's going to be resentment.
And you can't be yourself because I've done that several times.
Yeah.
Where I was doing it, and I'm like, I don't know, I stopped just out of him or, and it's like I wasn't even getting bills covered. And so like this big financial loss. And I'm like, man, and I'm like, and then I didn't feel like myself. So then I was miserable.
Well, you're not independent.
And you just can't be yourself.
Yeah,
you can't be goofy or the same. It was like more straight-laced, like I was trying to be the Stepford wife.
It's almost like a control thing. It's like, if they wanted to pay all your bills or whatever, well, then you need to pay your own bills. You'll feel better about yourself, and you need to be an adult and responsible. So for someone who's even doing that, plus it's a control factor, and they'll use it against you. So
after that, eventually got to ask for stuff. And then
that's like, and if it's something you really like to do, then and that's why when chicks come at me, and that's why I get ghosted so much, is because they, like the idea of me, and they like to fill the attention voids, and then with 1 to 2 months, they want me to stop, and I'm like. No. And I told you in the beginning, I won't stop. I'll retire when I want to retire, when it's no longer fun. And then that's why they ghost me, because then they can't be woman enough to be, I just use you for the hot sex. It's like I use you for the hot stripper sex and the attention. I'm going back to my deadbeat ex or whatever the reasons are. I just want to, So it's like, so that's why I'm up front. I'm like, you're not going to get me to stop dancing. I'll stop when I want to stop.
I think you might be onto something though with that pre-stripper agreement.
It's smart.
I think
I like
the pre-strip nuptial.
I like that idea. I did it. I wish I thought of it.
I did it as a joke because I tried to be funny, especially to counteract my depression online, and I do things to be funny. And I tagged like Nikita Steele and a bunch of. Probably Jewel Love. I tagged a bunch of my dancer friends because I know they've all gone through it. And my friend Megan, a.k.a. Lindsay with Extraordinaire, and because I know they've all gone through it, and I'm like, you just lost like $8 to $10 grand or whatever.
I've done it myself.
You have too. So I did it as a joke. I did it as a joke, but I was like, people found it funny, and it's a pretty good idea.
I think in California, it could kick off out there.
California, of course. Liberal. No.
Get a legal contract, but I mean, I did it as a joke, but I was kind of serious because too many relationships and too many of our dancer family. They just will sell out or maybe stop. And it's different if you're maybe at the end of your career and you were going to stop anyway soon. Okay, maybe so. But if you're 26, you're 28, you're thriving, you're doing whatever, it's like you hear that with female porn stars. Like they maybe find a guy and then they stop and only make girl films.
Yeah.
And then they're just market value.
Yeah, it just declines.
Like Jenna Hayes for a little bit when she had a boyfriend, only did girl films.
Yeah.
And it's just the market value goes down, and then they become single, and they're like, off that, then they're doing whatever.
Who cares? I'll do whatever.
So I don't know.
I've had several in club where two, at least I was married to a manager of a club in Buffalo for a long time, and then married to owner. So I kind of stick with it, and then there is conflict. I went through the years, but when you're working together and you're enjoying your job, it's a great time. When times are good, it's really good. When times are bad, when you're working in the same place together, it's not really.
Well, you're around each other all the time.
There's a lot going on, and it's just everyone kind of gets all more involved with the drugs and the heavy drinking and the partying, and eventually, just every single day. and you're just still getting into it, it's like real hard, and a lot of people end up falling into addiction and stuff. And that was like how my first marriage ended, after like multiple DWIs on his end, and it was just a lot to handle. And I was taking care of all the bills and everything, and you know, he just couldn't be sober when he was with me. I ended up going to jail for 3 years, and it was real crazy. And I don't want to repeat that ever again. So I decided for like what I was involved with now, I'm like, I ain't going to go find the exact opposite of any guy like that. So I'm like, I'm going to find a nice nerd and no stress. Especially after the strip club owner, that one was a disaster of just chaos of drugs and everything goes and all different girls. I'm trying to fight for competition, just absolute chaos. So I wouldn't repeat any of them.
You know, I do have a question actually for both of you. I mean, it seems that Valentine's Day is a very important, very, very important holiday to you guys. Is it that way throughout the business? I'm just wondering why. It just seems like it's very important.
It's a big money day, like I was saying, for as even retail for me, selling all the outfits and kits and everything, and we're becoming more greedy, I guess. Like girls are expecting more. It's not like back in the day it'd be like flowers and a card. Like they really do expect a kit, so it's like good for me business wise in the stores. The clubs are always busy. There's not a lot of girls who will work it, but the girls who do make a lot. So now the clubs are trying to make like Valentine's. The guys who are there are legit like lonely and kind of sad, depressed. Maybe just broke up with someone, and they spend the most. Like it's easy. And I mean, I guess like if you're single as a dancer too, it like boosts up your ego because you got like everyone in there just showering you with like flowers and everything. And I mean, that's what from a female dancer perspective is 100%. You get all your regulars in, and you get spoiled rotten and get jewelry and all different things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Did not know all that.
And then some clubs or places will have like the anti-Valentine's parties and stuff too, and like have a big
like
thing on it.
Singles Day.
I remember one year Mademoiselle had like a rave, and it was like that. It was the singles one. So that's neat. I've never really been single on Valentine's Day, so I always make sure I have a date or like 5-6 dates and just hammer them out for fun. The dancer mentality.
Yeah, being single 11 years again, I only buy for my mom. And generally for mom. And then what I might do, because I'm
and probably something for Zeus, right?
Yeah, Zeus. And what I might do is there's my one doctor's office treats me real well, and there's 16 female staff and then the male doctor. So I might go to the dollar store and get the dollar candy, and the chocolates in the heart, but they'll all be 50 cents. Because they'll be half off the day after.
Yeah.
So then I'll maybe show them the next day. Plus, there's a super cute nurse there named Brandy. And I'm like, I was like, if you were single. And ironically, her boyfriend has the same name as me. And I'm like,
crazy.
I'm like, why? And she has no kids and can't have kids. I'm like, why can't you be single? You'd be perfect. I go, so, but that's how it rolls.
This is how it goes.
Same name, though. That could be good. I mean, she wouldn't have to worry about calling out a different name.
Right? That
Yeah,
is
really.
true. So I think we are going to go into a 2-song break, and then we are going to call Dawn and get the toy of the week in the review and find out what she's been selling the most for Valentine's Day and recommends, because it's coming down close. Right? Stranger danger.
Stranger danger.
Welcome back. This is Beyond the Pole. I'm Katrina Lee. We have Bailey and Zeus, the therapy dog in house, and several calling guests. We are on 106.3 FM, RochesterFreeRadio.com, and you can check us out on the TuneIn app anywhere, live streamed. I'm excited. We got a lot going on and some really great shows upcoming, starting to film, do some cool stuff. And the song actually went out to Rich Green in Rochester, who wanted to hear ZZ Top Legs. So send us our song request. We'll play it for you. Shout outs. Do you have something you want to say, or it's someone's birthday? I mean, feel free. We're trying to make this show more interactive, especially now that we got more free time. And so I'm excited. But we have Dawn Marie from Foreplay in Buffalo on the line, and she has pretty much a sex toy extraordinaire and is giving us the toy of the week or the product, depending on what it is, lube or whatever. And with Valentine's Day and guys last minute kind of shopping and getting gifts, let's hear what she suggests or what, we should be purchasing.
Hi, this week's toy of the week is the Wii Vibe. It's a toy for two. It is absolutely incredible. I mean, this is just high tech, the level that you haven't even seen yet. It comes with an app for his phone. He could turn the vibrator on anywhere in the world while you have it in.
Oh, that's fun.
It's pretty high tech. It has its own remote control also, so somebody at the bar could be playing with the remote, and somebody across the country can be turning the toy on.
Okay.
It is.
It's
amazing.
great for
You can
traveling
use it
couples
for
or in the
2
military.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun. If somebody's overseas and you want to have fun with your partner, it's very easily attainable now. You can also use the toy together. It is designed like a U. One part stays out to hit her clitoris, and one part goes in to hit her G-spot. He can follow behind the toy. It's designed for 2 people to use or to be used alone. So it's just an amazing couples toy. It's discreet. It's whisper quiet. So if she is wearing it at work, no one would know.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes your workday go better. I mean, every orgasm, you're just smiling, walking around, glowing.
I just picture some chick in a black blazer and white business suit just typing away, and she's like, like getting off because the dude's at home he's on his factory job. He's like, yeah. Or I have to wonder though, what if someone else gets his phone in the app and some dude just starts setting it off?
Absolutely. Is there anything wrong with that, actually?
Some random dude.
Right, it makes it exciting.
Don't lose your phone.
Like you have no idea.
Yeah, don't lose your phone or your app.
And you can pass that little remote. It comes with a little remote. You can pass that around the bar. You can just leave it on the table.
Oh, right.
And somebody to pick that up. Yeah, so it's a lot of...
It's a game for like bachelorette parties.
Charge them money.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, this day guys are slowly pressing it.
Charge them.
I think some of the dancers could have it too and just pass the remote around. Pay $10 to press my button.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you never know. People are always into trying new stuff. So,
and it does have a USB port, USB rechargeable. So this is also a new luxury vibe. So it's in that luxury line, and it is available at the number 4 PLAYBUZZ.com.
Awesome. And so, what has been your number one seller so far with Valentine's coming up?
Oh, the toys for 2, absolutely. The penis ring. I don't want to say the other word, but those are just
the vibrating ones.
Yes, they're incredible. There's a new one out that has a 15-year warranty.
Wow.
Yeah, most marriages don't last 15 years, so it has a 15-year warranty. It's rechargeable. It has a USB port. 3 levels. It's nothing like the cheap ones you get from the gas station for $5 or $10. People have tried.
Yeah, the throwaway ones or the ones that Trojan has with the condoms and stuff will be like for free. The vibrating blank rings.
Yes, the disposable ones. This is like a Ferrari. It is incredible for the woman because that is where 98% of women hit the orgasm is the clit, and this does give the vibrations to that area.
Awesome.
So those are my best sellers right now. Definitely the penis oboe ring is wonderful, and the Wee vibe for 2.
Okay. Yeah, no, everyone check out our website, and thank you, and we will call you and have you on again next week, and, everyone check
Absolutely. I can't wait to see you guys again.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
See you, Dawn.
Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye. Okay, that's great. I loved her. She really knows her stuff, and her Facebook page is hysterical. Like she's such a pervert. She I used to be a little more bold and get away with what she says, and I toned it down and became a little more domesticated. And then inside me, I'm just ready to explode and just go wild. But hers is just hysterical on all different comments and just all out there, no hold back on sex and any sex questions, orgasms, and. Just even jokes about squirting herself in the eye because that's how good she is with making herself come. Just really funny stuff. So it's kind of crazy. But we have upcoming, which I'm pretty excited, the porn star couple we're going to be calling shortly. So everyone keep on listening. And we have, I want to thank everyone for coming out to the Beyond the Pole anniversary party. It was our 1 year on the radio show, and we had it at Playmates in Byron. Had a beautiful cake that we got, 2 of them actually, because it was also my in-store, in-club store. So I have dancer clothing, toys, different products inside the club that you can get, and is open every night. It's open except Sunday, Monday till 2 o'clock in the morning, so you can go into the case and get it whenever. Thongs, anything. And I have a bunch of shoes for the dancers who go in and check it out. And then the club's a great club. I love the owner, Shotzi. She used to dance. She knows how to treat the girls well. It's 18 and over, full nude.
And they got a dartboard in there, too, I thought was hilarious.
It's got a shower show. It's like an old school club, but that's what's fun. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, as small as in Byron, which is close to Batavia. So.
Yeah, so when I went in there Saturday after I did my gig, and Which allegedly there was supposed to be girls there waiting to have dances with me. So you don't know what the heck I showed up in. So I showed. So I was
no,
already
the
up.
plushie pants because I was there earlier and I left.
No, I didn't wear the plushies. Yeah, you left. So I was like girls wanting things, and I just got done dancing. I threw my leather chaps on and my Daisy Dukes underneath, and came in with a cowboy hat and my title belt and Zeus. Like I was ready to rock. I literally could have done a dab in 5 minutes. I walk in there, I don't know anyone, and I see mostly dudes there. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then the bouncer one is like, did they check you in at the? I'm like, yeah, I'm Bailey from the show. They said okay. And then Shotzi came up to me, and then Bristol came up to me, but had her hair in a ponytail, so I didn't even recognize her.
Yeah.
She had cool shoes on, though, that say her name.
Oh, that's cool.
Bristol the Pistol, like going electronic.
Oh,
and then I
neat.
saw Rich. So then it was funny. So Playmates, I like that bar. It was interesting. So one girl came up to me, Brooklyn, this blonde dancer, and took a photo of me and Zeus, and I danced for her.
Yeah, she works all around Buffalo and different clubs.
Well, I danced for her and her actually high school sorority when they were like 18.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
And she, so they're all like, in their 30s now, and, people have married and kids, whatever.
Yeah.
So she was like, you look pretty much how you remember me, which was a huge compliment because it's like 14 years ago. So ironically, I'm doing a party for a friend of hers who was also at that party, and then she saw on her page, she posted the photo of me and Zeus, and so then started tagging all these girls. So all these girls come out of the woodwork that I danced for when they were like 18, and it was cute to see they all had married and have kids, but they all were like, I remember him and I love him, and so that was really heartfelt to me and meant a lot. But anyways, then with Playmates, the girls were really cute. So you had Brooklyn. This girl Gia, who I became friends with, and I encouraged her and helped her make a Facebook fan page. I was like, because it's good to keep separate business and personal.
Yeah.
And then
I liked your page.
Yeah. So I helped kind of promote her with it. She needs to get some promo photos and stuff too. And then there was this real skinny girl named Alexis, and
she's new to dancing.
She's young. I like skinny girls with small boobs and nipple pierce. So she was real cute. So Playmates and Byron, I liked it because because it's 18 and over. People can go and
it's nude, so nude's always fun.
And you're not pressured to buy girls drinks because you can't. So you can spend more money on the girls. You just pay your cover charge.
And the girls literally jump off the stage into your lap, which so you get more action honestly than anywhere. And it's it's a laid back club. Everyone's super.
Yeah,
great.
And Zeus was big pimping there. They were loving Zeus, and so it was all around good experience. And then me and the owner Shotzi are talking about trying to get maybe like a mini mail review there on a Sunday when they're not open, probably starting in spring. So it'll be me. She supposedly has a guy that used to be in Thunder from Down Under that may want to do it. And so we're looking for like a few guys to maybe do this and willing to be trained for that, because male dancing's not just going on your stage with socks and sweatpants and dry humping everyone. So there's a little more to it. So I'm looking at Playmates to do some business there. But I'll definitely be back. I loved that club. The girls were all cute. And it kind of had this kind of family, homey atmosphere. I mean, even some customers that were there had Facebooked me because they said, I saw you and your dog. You guys are awesome. So it kind of had,
Yeah, everyone's just always real friendly.
Yeah.
That's why I like it. It's more
country. I felt very welcome there, even though I came in and felt like a jerk in my chaps and stuff. I felt very welcome there. So there was no attitudes or no anything. The girls were cute. So Playmates in Byron, I strongly suggest you go there. And, it took me a minute to find it or two because it's a little off the grid, and my GPS took me to the wrong place, but then I found it with my phone. So
I know
Zeus enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, like I said, I always tell people to go there, check it out. I think what we should do is play a song, and then we'll call them and get ready to go. So check me out on Facebook. I'm Katrina Lee. I have a modeling page, and I have a personal profile, which I keep public, so anyone can check it out and see what's going on. A lot of jokes, different things. Things going on in the industry, updates, different guests on our show. Next week, we have Tom Losey from Life Without Shame. He's going to be guest hosting and on the show with us. And working on the guests and everyone now. We collected a big donation from Not Just a Pretty Face, and we're going to be giving it to Huther Doyle, which is a rehabilitation facility in Rochester. And it helps women getting on their feet, jobs and different stuff. So I'm excited to give them the donation. We got a lot of stuff. We're always collecting donations. I'm going to leave a box here actually at the station and start putting them in more clubs and keep expanding because it's such a great cause and we're making a difference. And you can even just while you're shopping at Wegmans, vitamins, grab just anything. It doesn't matter. Any hygiene products, like a sale and soaps, buy one, get one free. Like all this stuff helps other people. And, there's a lot of different addicts or women picking up from domestic abuse or trying to restart their life. And, like I love it. And we like talking to different people and interviewing because it's all kind of life hack. We want especially our industry, there's a lot of different people with personalities and addictions and stuff and topics with mental health going on. And it's kind of helping with a whole life hack. But we're going to cut into a song break and then return. And we're going to talk about some relationships, porn star couples, and fun.
All right, and we are back here with Beyond the Pole.
Hey, welcome back to Beyond the Pole. This is Katrina Lee, and I'm excited. We're going to be calling our porn star features. Right now, actually, we're supposed to come during the break, but oops. I had an exciting week. We did a lot. I've been busy. I've been all around going to Playmates, and I plan on going to Erie, Pennsylvania again this week. So excited about that, and I did a couple groups and classes, and there's this pamphlet I like that I grabbed, but it's the 4 S's to successful recovery and a life of independence. So it can be recovery from anything, as you can change this to work towards you, like from a bad relationship, from, drugs, alcohol. A lot of us, even when you're dancing or in the industry, you don't realize every day that you're drinking, and then it adds up and your tolerance builds, and you realize you're having 40 drinks a week. And your tolerance is so high that it doesn't even affect you anymore. And then it's hard to, or you get a DWI and you're amazed that you could even be at that high of the local limit. So I have that. So on it, it's structure. And that structure is while you're in treatment, keep a daily schedule. Feel it helps you. A regular pair of waking, eating, exercise, working, reflecting, socializing, sleeping is the core of a healthy, independent lifestyle. Structure and routine enable your body to relearn how to follow its natural rhythm. Maintaining a schedule, planning your day, and building more routines in your life are basic things. And I found that was great because after my divorce, I was a little thrown off. I had to restart my business, restart my whole life. So I started setting up a schedule. This is when I'm going to look into emails. This is when I'm going to do this. I'm going to try eating at the same time every day because I was all over the map. I was just kind of doing whatever, waking up at first, is going to work until 4 a.m, come home, eating at weird times. And the structure helped me kind of get my life back more on track. And then support. And it just isn't about having the love and support of family and friends. It's important to understand support requires an active effort on your part. Support involves engaging and receiving assistance from all individuals, organizations that are there to help you. Actually try. Be actively involved in group. Be actively involved with your friends. Talk, if you're depressed and you're feeling suicidal, and it's that time of year, a lot of people are really depressed out there and feeling seasonal affective disorder. Personally, being affected myself by it, with other people involved in my life and trying to help them snap out of it a little bit. And it's really hard, especially in winter in Western New York. Buffalo, Rochester area.
It is. That's tough on that during that time of year. But you know what? Also, I find and I see when you're saying be active and all that, and I totally see that. It's I think what happens sometimes is half the people that are in there are being reprimanded to be there, either by DSS or by drug court or whatever, and they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And it's tough sometimes to be able to be, to be active, to be, because you just have such a negative vibe from some of the other people.
They don't want to be there, and then they're paying money that they don't really have, having to go every day. They're trying to sneak around the system. They're sitting there afraid, their detox drinks don't work.
Right.
It's just a whole production. It's kind of sad but true. So, you want to be actively, involved. Just anything, even people who are depressed. My friend's really struggling with it and he's going to groups, but he's not talking to anyone. He's not opening up. So he's not really getting the help. So it's just kind of running around and taking forever. But service, give back to your community. You're you meet friends, help out at your church, help other addicts or people who are depressed. I help a lot of women in domestic abusive relationships. And that's why I collect the hygiene products. I do speech as I go around, even with addiction awareness and different topics. So, that's my social work background, but also my family is all that type of field and almost all their friends growing up. So I just kind of grew up like that. The same with Bailey, with his family. Yep. And then spirituality, they say, but it's not it's not about going to church and different stuff, but it's appreciation of profound mystery of life and the understanding there's more to life than the narrow world. And it's not everything in front of you. There's other things, and you just can't really predict it. And it helps you be like a healthier person.
Or the flat world for all those that think the world's flat.
Yes. A shout out to Roxy Love. The Earth is flat. No, got us do that. So, do we have them on the line now?
Yeah, we got on the line right now. We got Sully Savage and Jackson. Jackson, welcome to the show, guys.
Hey, thank you guys for calling in.
Hey, guys.
Sweet. All right, so you can hear us okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, just for everyone out there listening now, I had met Jackson and Sully at my annual strip contest. The Nudes Are Poppin'. Very cool couple. Very cool couple. And everyone, I just felt like this was a good for Valentine's Day coming up with relationships, since they have a successful marriage and been together. And make adult films. We just wanted to hear about it. So, I guess my first question for you guys is, like, how did you guys meet? Was it like love at first sight, or tell us about that?
Yeah.
We actually met. We actually met in San Francisco. We were both there shooting for Kink, and for whatever reason, I wasn't able to shoot. And, like, I was really, down about it. It was my first, like, really big shoot. And I met Jackson. I know we had a few laughs together. And then, like, he found out that I wasn't able to shoot. And he ended up taking me, like, on this wonderful walk through San Francisco, a place I'd never been, to kind of get me out of, like, the funk I was in and from locking myself in my room for the remainder of my trip.
Oh, so he took you just on a nice walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I mean, like, we were with other people at the time.
Okay.
So it was nothing like.
You didn't date right off the bat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we had a few encounters before we actually officially started dating, but once we started dating, like, it just flew right started. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So how long have you guys been together?
Year and a half now.
Okay.
Yeah, we got married in April
of last year.
Okay, that's good time.
April what?
420.
My birthday's April
420.
4th. My birthday's April 4th. That's why I was just curious. What? Just that story alone goes to show, and for the guys out there to be a chivalrous gent, not everything you do for a girl has to cost money. Just showing some interest in taking a girl on a walk like that can mean a lot more. So there's a learning lesson.
It's a little thing.
Yeah. You shoved into your mouth.
Yeah. So
you're right. It is. It's just some interest.
Yeah. Be sincere and genuine. So now with the films and everything, how did each of you come up with your stage names for the films?
I mean, I've been in this game, the adult industry, you could say, since I was 19. So I've had Jackson Wheeler since then.
Okay.
It's been a while.
What about you, Sully?
I was Sully for, like, a long time, way before I got into porn. And Sully Savage came along basically when I started modeling for the most part. And my modeling turned into porn, and then, kind of just went from there.
Because you're Savage, or was it after, like, Randy Macho Man Savage?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, fuck no.
So
my name was off a Mortal Kombat character.
Oh yeah. He had Jax, and he get his arms ripped off, and then
Big guy with metal arms. I was like, yeah, I just had to peel into that bitch.
Yep.
Just be careful and swear a little bit.
Yeah.
For the record, can we do we have, like, an open network where we can cuss if we slip? Because we cuss like sailors, I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, we can try to get it out. But
Just be careful,
easier.
yeah.
It's just easier.
Use the word butt instead of certain stuff.
Punches.
I mean, Demon Sea, another radio station that we've worked for, they told us that we couldn't or that we could at one point, that it didn't matter anymore. So I just wanted to confirm with you guys.
Sure.
Yeah, we're just a little careful. I don't know. We're told not to. I don't know.
So, and Sully, and looking at your page, I saw polynamorous. I can't even pronounce it. And then pansexual. What does all that?
Well, polyamorous is basically like we can mess with other people that we get comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
And we're open to that.
Okay.
Sweet.
Multiple relationships. Or...
It doesn't matter if it's guy, girl, trans. It's not really about necessarily gender. That's what the pansexual comes into play. It just panders however you feel that day.
That's what pansexual means? I'd never heard of that.
I mean, yeah, so it's like fluid. It's just another word that you could say fluid. It's kind of like
we're
that.
Not bi, we're not straight, we're not
gay, not
gay.
queer. It's not really like a label. You just can't say pansexual is just kind of whatever.
Oh, okay.
No, I guess it's just people or something that like you're sexually drawn to. You're not identifying with this male or female.
It's
like
nothing to do with Peter Pan or any mythical beast or anything like that.
Yeah, because I hear all sorts of funny stuff. Like I saw some girl in one of my child-free groups. She was demisexual or something, and I'm like, what the heck's that mean? And I guess that means
what did you say?
Demisexual or
demisexual? Demisexual?
Demi, yeah, like
I don't know.
Demisexual. She's just like, I'm just not that horny. She's like, well, that's just not being that horny, hon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like she had to.
I know someone with that problem.
Yeah, she had to be like exactly attracted to a guy. And then I saw a whole documentary on asexual people who aren't horny at all, or sometimes they're only horny for themselves and hadn't had sex in like 20 years. And to me, that was a little bit odd, but whatever, it's each their own.
That does exist, and I can say that I sometimes even experience a little bit of that, to where I don't need sex, I just don't care for it.
Sure.
Interesting. So, do you guys have any?
That's where the sexualism comes into play, though, too. So it's just whatever, but we don't make a big deal about it.
Sweet.
That helps with the videos and stuff too. Then there's no issues. So you guys aren't like,
Yeah, like the videos, when you make videos with other people, is it just business, or like how do you guys, has it ever been an issue or a conflict, or is it hot?
Yeah, I mean, this is an industry of business, so, I think you have to survive. The only way you survive in this industry is being able to separate your personal life and business life and the business within this business.
Sure.
If you can keep it professional, it's the best thing for you to keep yourself healthy. You do develop friendships also in this industry, but I would say, when we shoot with people, when we get on set with people, meet them the first time, we keep it professional. That way, good rapport is always made first, and a boundary is always clear, and that way we don't have any miscommunications, I would say.
Sweet.
Yeah. No, that's smart.
So I got to ask a question about this, and you guys will all remember this, and people at the Sun Club will remember this, and Nathan Babcock, and people are dying about this still, Jackson. You probably know what I'm going to ask you. So at the Sun Club, everyone, one of the categories is the nude go-go. So basically there'll be about 4 or 5 dudes on stage. They just play a song, and you dance. Well, you can go up there with a little bit of clothing, but you take it off. So Jackson here goes up there.
Oh, no.
He goes up there in a kilt, which he wears anyways, and he can pull it off. But then while he's up there, he pulls 2 hamburgers out of the kilt.
Oh, wow.
And is eating hamburgers on the stage, like holding them up in like a seductive way. And we were just dying because we've never seen that before. And I've been going there all these years. So my question for you, Jackson, is what prompted that? Was that a strategy? Was that a last-minute strategy? Did you just do it to be funny? Like, what?
Dude, I'm, like, standing around, and, like, all you guys have all these damn props and shit. I'm like, what the hell?
It was our first time.
Yeah, okay, I've been doing the stripping thing for a minute now and stuff, but I did not come prepared for anything. So I'm just standing there, and I'm thinking, like, I'm not just going to go up there and just shake my butt for a second and just look really, like, super lame. So I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? And no, somebody said they're just selling hamburgers. I was like, and then the idea popped in my head. I was like, the sexy burger chain. Here we go.
Where did you pull?
Let's go.
Where did you pull the hamburgers out?
Yeah, I had pockets in the kill.
I'll never forget that though.
I didn't know how exactly it was going to go, and I actually almost started choking on the cheeseburger like my fifth bite in, and I was really trying to hold it together and not show everybody that I was choking.
Yeah, that could be an issue too, man. You go up there doing that, but in the way you did it, and I'm videoing it right now. The way you were up there and you were like pulled it out, like held it to the guy. And you're just like,
Well, you have a video of that?
huh? No, I don't have a video. I'm describing it right now as I'm filming segments for this. And the way you.
If anybody has a video of that, please post it and tag us.
Okay, yeah.
We need to see it.
I'm sure somebody does. And you just pulled it out and you did it all sexual and you're just mowing on these cheeseburgers. And when I put that, when I was promoting you guys, Nathan Babcock, who you probably remember from down there, a bunch of people were coming out of the woodwork on that, and they're just dying about that. And they're like, it's the funniest thing I've seen down there. So props to you, because that was absolutely hilarious. And it was on my list. I didn't tell you in advance because I wanted to shock value. I'm like, I got to ask this dude about this. I'm like, because I don't know. Like, it was just a last minute or a planned thing. So it was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
I love shock value.
that is coming up now. When's the next one again? I know we had the date.
It's always third weekend in July.
Yeah, it's not far away. Are you guys going to be there this year again, or planning on it?
I'm not 100% sure of this year. Just because like dates and stuff, and getting booked. So
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
And
on
it's still
that.
like a lot of time. I was just curious.
Yeah, you're like, it's what, 5 months away or so. So yeah, a lot of people don't, or last minute they get some expensive, like Annie Lane couldn't go down to repeat worth much more money.
Yeah.
To that, because if you don't win anything down there, you don't win any money as far as financial wise. So it's just it's a fun weekend. So yeah, I hear you. But yeah, if you do it, you got to do the hamburgers.
Yeah.
You got to pull the hamburgers on stage again. I guess that'll have to be a tradition.
Right. I know. I gotta go this year.
I already have ideas. You wouldn't even know. You don't even know.
You bring a
You
whole.
guys should go together and
I got like chili cheesesteaks. I got like
He's gonna bring a whole smorgasbord out there, of pizza and stuff.
Right. Sexual eating. That's a fetish. It is. Now, do you guys do you dance at all, Sully? Like, do any feature appearances, or do you guys do like go to clubs together where he's like your manager, or how does that work?
You want to answer, hon? You want? Okay. Since she's Mrs. Distraction here.
Okay.
I would say that our dynamic, it's ever growing because, she's kitten to me, not all the time because she's also savage in herself.
Okay.
She's also mom as well. So we have a lot of dynamics in our life that make up our complex relationship. But we do appearances together because as being daddy, as her being kitten, savage, and a mommy as well, we do naturally find ourselves helping younger people, being on the older side of 20 and I'm being 30. So it's how do I describe it? It's just a growing dynamic. Like this year, we are planning on making more of a splash together, whereas last year we were dealing with a lot of personal stuff.
Okay.
So it was really hard for either one of us to really be 100% and both of us be 100% at the same time.
Yeah. I used to have him as a manager and give him the money and collect the dollars and stuff. And it was fun because we would travel all around and make money doing it. And it was like a great time. So that's why I was wondering if like you actually go sign stuff or you help her like with that, or she's getting into featuring too. Because I mean, that's where you kind of more back it up, because then you can meet the fans and then let people know about who you are. And this is curious.
Right, the thing is, she started off, we're a lot alike, and that's why I respect her and admire her a lot. She puts her neck out there. She even though she has the social anxiety, she still puts her neck out as well. So the one thing I've tried to do when we're out together is all the knowledge that I've gained from being in the industry for so long, just try to pass it on to her so she can excel as much as possible. I don't really want to call myself her manager. I'm just her partner.
Yeah.
So she's my partner. So we just bounce off each other. So it's just a relationship where one just has the other's back as much as possible, because in the end, that's how this family will grow.
Yeah, no, that's great. You guys just sound like you have all the right ideals and everything. It's really positive to hear that. So,
we're trying. We're not perfect, and we have our issues that we've had to go through. And just like any relationships, it's a lot of external things that come into play that, if you don't handle properly, can cause internal turmoil. And her and I both, going into a relationship, we were both really excited because we both value communication. More than anything.
That's important.
We get angry, but we have to talk it out. We will, one way or another, we will try to understand each other and talk it out, because it just has to be done.
No, that's great. Yeah, no, I'm a big communicator too, and it's hard when you're in a relationship and they don't communicate, and then you don't know what's wrong. And I'm one of those people that I ask 1,000 questions. I kind of drive myself crazy. Then I get all anxious, and I'm not good with the silence and the not knowing. kind of.
We even had to go through the periods where you think somebody, you start assuming about them. It happens on both sides, and again, within communication, you also have to admit to yourself what you may be holding on to or doing or bringing into the situation. And we're both humble enough and love each other enough that we can let our egos go and our pride go to find the middle.
Yeah, and one thing was Sully, and I could tell she was a sweetheart. Two things, and again, one of the reasons I thought of you guys, it just clicked in my head when I was sending you guys video messages that other day. I was like, Valentine's Day is coming up. I need a couple. And I'm like, wait a minute. Because I was, I found her on Facebook, after the Sun Club, and I sent her the photos of us. And I was like, hey, you remember me? And she was like, yeah. And I'd asked about your relationship or something, I don't know. And she talked so highly of you, and it was refreshing to me. Because in my industry, doing stag-at parties, I'm around so many women who don't talk too highly about their boyfriend. And so it was refreshing. Yeah, it was so refreshing. And I remember, and I quoted it, I screenshot, put it on my page, when she was like, no other man has ever come close to what he's done for me or is to me. He's my daddy and my king, and it was the sweetest thing I had read in a long time. So props to you, Sully, because I thought that was just cool.
No, that is nice. It is refreshing.
That part is more so I have a lot of loyalty to myself. I have a lot of loyalty to my husband. So, when it comes to the way that I'm going to talk to him about other people, I want them to see that. I don't want, people to ever feel like they can at any point disrespect my relationship with him, or not saying that you were doing that or anything like that, really. Yeah. But it just, I'm very upfront about us and when I speak about him.
Yeah, it's always nice to hear, and I sent it to him when we were talking, and just because it's always nice to hear, hey, this is how your partner talks about you, by the way, and it was really inspiring.
I was just that's just horse crap.
What was that?
I was like, that was just horse crap.
But
I joke.
Yeah, it was just so refreshing, and inspiring to me again, because I meet too many women that are like, yeah, I don't even like my boyfriend or blah blah blah. So to hear that, and I figured it's always good when you hear compliments from other people, like that. It's just was neat to me. So that's what. And then Sully, you helped me once. I don't know if you remember. I was having a depressive episode. And you sent me a cute photo to cheer me up, and it cheered me up which is totally cognitive behavioral therapy, because if you can distract someone with their negative thoughts with a cute photo or this and that. So I don't know if you remember that, but I was always appreciative of that too.
I remember. I'm really glad in the moment that that was something that I could do for you.
Yeah.
Something as simple as a picture, and I'm glad that helped you out.
Yeah, it did.
That for anybody that may be suffering from some kind of sadness. At least somebody I knew personally. Otherwise, I get paid for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Your inbox is about to get flooded right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it is flooded, and that's what. Yeah, and that's one thing I stress, and I'll just put random posts to dudes out there. Don't be asking girls for naked photos or provocative photos. If they want to send you one, they'll send you one, or you need to pay some cheddar if you want to get an 8x10 signed photo or something. You know.
I'll do it, but understand that
It's a business.
I'm an entertainer.
Yeah.
It costs
That's
money
what
to
we
buy
get
them and
paid for.
everything. Yeah, I mean, and even to mail them out to people. So.
Yeah. So that's what people need to realize with that. So, hey, do you guys have websites? Do you have videos for sale?
Facebook pages, Instagrams, accounts,
anything you want to plug?
Private Snapchats, do you do that? Or
Yeah, absolutely. You can find me on Twitter at Sully Savage. It's at Jackson Wheeler for him. You just want to do me? Okay, so I just had to start a new Instagram. It's at the Sully Savage. I've got my Snapchat, Sully FUKN Savage now.com and OMG meow.com.
What was that one? Pay me what right now?
Pay me right meow. MEWMEOW.
Oh, okay. I heard that wrong.
yeah, I did too. It's a good thing she spelled it out.
I thought it said pay me right now.
I'm surprised she managed to get a website like that.
Because I'm a kitten.
Yeah. What?
All of the information for all of my websites can always be found on my Twitter.
Okay, on your Twitter. Okay. What I'll do is when I'll post some of these videos, you can share and plug or put a comment with all your info. So people want to follow you, they can, follow you on that stuff. So.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, well, thank you. We're going to cut into music.
You can just Google and then you'll find it all. I make it very easy.
Great. We'll post it up too on our Facebook pages Beyond the Pole Radio.
Regular Google and it's all there. In fact, the world in December made it even more public. So it's there for you.
Sweet. Well, we're going to cut to a radio and let you guys go now.
Yeah, thank you for calling in, and, it was great. And everyone check out their Facebook pages, websites, and, thank you so much.
Thank you, you guys.
We hope you have a wonderful Valentine's, right?
Yeah, have a great...
We really having us and even thinking about us, only meeting us that one time. Like, we appreciate you guys' support and, everything that you've said to us and talked to us about in the past as well.
Yeah, you guys you made a positive impression on me, and it just clicked to me when I was messaging you. I was like sick and on cold meds, and I was sending you those messages, and I'm like, wait, I got to get these two. This would be perfect. So, no problem.
Thank you so much.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day.
You too.
All right, see you later. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
This is Armin Shawbrook from the House of Guitars, and you're listening to WRFZ LP Rochester.
There you go.
I love it. Welcome back. This is Beyond the Pole Radio with Katrina Lee. We got Bailey, Zeus a Therapy Dog. Been a pretty productive thing. This is like the relationship Valentine's Day show because when we come back, it's after Valentine's. So I love Thursday nights. We're on every Thursday. 10 o'clock on 106.3 FM Rochester Free Radio. Now, I get messages all the time on my Facebook account on Katrina Lee, like the hurricane spelling, Lee, and people are asking me, like, I can't get it in my area. Well, you can go onto the website, the Rochester Free Radio, and it has live streaming. So you just press the button, listen now, and click it. And then you can also download it on the TuneIn app. So then you can put Rochester Free Radio, and then it'll look it up, and then you can listen to it anywhere on your phone. So it's a lot easier. But I mean, I'm constantly getting asked this, so that's how to do it.
Yeah, I've done the kind of the memes and wrote the TuneIn app and tagged you and tagged people.
Yeah,
so
and people still ask.
If people just read, it'll be on there too. So for out of time people, actually, there was a girl on Facebook I was talking to who lived in Australia. She was wondering if there was a way to listen to the show.
And you can, we're available, because our forces all over. So.
Yeah, so she was like in Australia, and I was talking to her on the chat, one of my child free pages. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
So
no, that's cool.
And they should be able to listen to it through Rochester Free Radio too, .com. They say, no matter where you are in the world.
Sweet.
Yeah, no, that's really awesome. And then, so we just heard Motley Crue, Girls, Girls, Girls. And then it went out to Tommy Castro and Canandaigua. Thank you, Tommy and Melissa, for listening. I love it. And we're slowly just playing different songs. So feel free to send us messages on Facebook, contact me, put it on there, and send out shout outs and songs that you want to hear. And next week, we have starting on as a semi regular guest or popping up is going to be Tom Losey. He was on Life Without Shame, one of the most controversial shows that started in the 90s. Oliver Rochester and Expanded was one of the first reality TV shows ever, with kind of strip club reviews and pretty intense and like bum Olympics and different stuff. He's like a riot. He's kind of the comic book kind of, he calls himself a sleaze pretty much now, and sits there at all the Comic Cons and all that stuff, selling and peddling huge eBay sales. And he's going to be going on and coming up with different ideas and topics and guests. And he knows a ton of people and tons of experience. But I'm pretty excited because I want to start calling up local adult businesses that we know anyways and just asking them fun questions and putting them on the air and being like, so like call up Show World in Rochester and be like, what did your last customer just purchase? You know, or like, what type of video do you suggest or something, or just topics, or even calling up different strip clubs and getting bartenders. And we'll do some earlier and some like where they know in advance, or the DJ, and being like, you know, what's going on tonight, how many girls, or anything exciting, or what's your favorite experience, and like surprising you. So you never know, like we could call your business and you could end up on the air. So it'll be neat. And I like it when it's real and it's not like kind of mapped out, and then so you never know you're going to get, or someone's going to be hysterical, or, you know, whatnot. So
yeah, very
it may be
cool.
something unique that we're going to do, and so just adding on. And with 2 hours, we got more time, and I got a lot of cool ideas and stuff that I wouldn't like, you know, I want to try initiating. So I'm excited. I have been a little stressed this week. It's getting a little better, but I took on a lot, and so I was kind of sleeping poorly. So I read this really neat article, and it's 6 ways to get better sleep. And a lot of people have this, especially in the adult industry, getting home late, you're drinking a lot of caffeine, you're at work, you're drinking, you're kind of doing sometimes alcohol crashes, or you just kind of pass out because you're drunk, not because like you're ready to sleep. So you wake up and it's disrupted, or
you do certain shots. My buddy Earl Smith, a friend of mine online, there's a shot. It's a Red Bull and blue UV, and it's called the antifreeze shot.
Okay.
But that's, if you think about it, just like you said, so that's not only you're hitting some stimulants and depressant at the same time, and you're doing it at night and working late. So yeah, then you come home,
it throws you off, and then you're eating late because you're hungry and you're getting home from work, and you know you're on a different schedule. And a lot of people then are smoking weed and everything, and they're trying to make themselves fall asleep to go back to bed. So a lot of us have these kind of unhealthy lifestyles. Actually, most of us, 90% of the people in this industry.
Yeah, I mean, I have to use Ambien CR and a little bit of trazodone to sleep. One of the negatives of Ambien CR, and I did this last night. It's kind of gross, especially because I like sugar. I woke up in the middle of the night and I was pouring chocolate syrup on pork rinds.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's just absolutely
that's like
disgusting.
Stuff like pregnant women would.
Yeah,
it was actually very delicious, but I was half asleep, and the reason I had chocolate syrup is because I use it for my famous butt sundae when I strip. So I had it in the fridge, and I kind of don't remember really doing it, sort of deal. And I woke up today and I was like, oh man, I found half my chocolate syrup gone. I'm like, man, I pounded it. Only good thing about that is sometimes those carbs will give me some interesting dreams, and I had some interesting visions and dreams about part of my routine at the Sun Club this year. I've had those things come to me.
Yeah,
in
like
my
ideas
half
on how to
asleep.
tweak
It's kind of funny, but yeah, it's sleep.
That's pretty crazy.
Sleep
Cool,
is
though.
crazy.
It helps. You never know what's going to come up. I get a lot of ideas, but so it's 6 ways to get better sleep, and one is have a caffeine cutoff. You know, it's in your system for hours. It makes it hard to sleep. Say no later than you're going to have the last cup at 2 p.m. That's for people going to bed earlier. We're usually getting home at like 2. So maybe cut yourself off at like 8, like one drink, just a little pep before work. Most clubs you're already there at 8 o'clock or 9.
I know a lot about this because I ran some health groups in one human service field. And the half-life of caffeine is like 6 hours.
Okay.
So, and one cup of coffee is about 200 milligrams of caffeine. So let's say at 6 p.m., you hit 1 cup of coffee. By midnight, 100 milligrams is still in your body.
Yeah.
And who drinks 1 cup? I mean, people go to Tim Hortons and get the medium or the large or the ice caps, and usually so it's equivalent of even more caffeine. So
yeah, no, I mean that's true. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I love the Red Bull. And there's times that I'm just sitting there and I'm like staring at the wall, like, gosh, I gotta try falling asleep. And I used to take sleeping pills, and I stopped because I just was like waking up in like kind of a hangover from like the trazodone.
Yeah,
and
trazodone
it's not good for me.
Hangover, man. Yeah, especially too high a dose.
It was, and then I put on weight from it. I was just sleepy all the time, and it just kind of stank. But and then too, they say exercise earlier. So working out in the evening is fine as long as you build in 3 hours for your body to calm down post workout because you're still kind of pumping. And I mean that makes sense too.
Yeah, and unfortunately I work out at night too. But what I have done when the gym closes at 11, if I allow a half hour for some sauna time after. It's so hot in there, and then I go in the sauna for as long as I can. Then I come out and I hop in the shower, crank it on cold, then I go back and forth. But when you get out of that, you'll be tired from the sauna. So if you can hit that heat, plus it's good for your body. So that's one way to counteract it. If you are going to work out late, if there's a sauna there or a steam room or wherever, hit that.
Okay,
before you
smart.
go home.
Yeah, it's always good in those for detox and everything.
Yeah, it's good for
you sweat out all the
exactly.
everything.
Yeah.
So, look out for liquids. Like when you sleep, your bladder can store more urine. So if you get up to pee, that means you're over like hydrating. So try cutting out some liquids before bed. Obviously, don't pound out a ton of water.
I
mean, when you get up, they say drink a lot of water, and then flushes it out right away, and it's better for weight loss.
I do everything wrong on your list, considering I drink 1 to 2 gallons of water a day, and I always got to wake up at the 4-hour point and pee. But then again, some of the medications, I have dry mouth, and I'm always thirsty. So I will, if I get up in the middle of the night as a bodybuilder thing, I'll make a protein shake too, because I'll try to hit the positive nitrogen balance. But yeah. That's another good tip.
This is one that I actually have adjusted in my life because I remember reading enough in articles, but take a tech break. So they're saying the light from your phone, your tablet, the blue inhibits melatonin release, and that regulates your sleep cycle. So an hour before bed, turn your phone upside down or move it to another room, and so you're not tempted to check it. So I used to have my phone next to me, and especially when I had the stay company, which I stopped because it was so stressful. And I get calls nonstop and all night, and I keep waking up to look at the phone, and then calls would start in the morning of like my normal friends with kids and stuff or text, and I never would sleep. I kept waking up over and over. So now I put it all the way on the other side of the room. I flip it upside down so I'm not seeing the light because I mean my Facebook's 24 hours.
Exactly.
There's just so much stuff on your phone. It's never ending.
And you and me are both ADHD.
Yeah.
And we get easily distracted. I mean, I'm watching the Super Bowl the other day, and this girl trying to help me was like analyzing my relationships with women. And then she she was way off base, but she was messaging me, and I'm like, look, I'm trying to watch the Super Bowl. And then so she's like, if you're trying to watch the Super Bowl, well, why are you answering your phone? I'm like, because I have ADHD, man. Leave me alone. Like, I don't know. But yeah, that's they say
I'm multitasking.
They say at night to not watch stimulating stuff. And watching the news, I think the news is crap anyways, but you don't want to things that are going to rile you up or piss you off.
Or get nightmares too. Like if you're like, prone to nightmares, don't be sitting there watching ghost stuff or like, I love Investigation Discovery, but maybe you don't want to watch kind of Homicide Hunter, you know?
You got to find out what happened, so that might keep you up. You're like feeling tired, and then Law and Order, some show comes on. You're like, oh man, I got to find out what happened.
I'm bad with that.
You're
like,
stuck another 50 minutes to watch this stuff.
Yeah, it'll start and I'll want to know like who is the murderer, how this happened, or what occurs, and just keep like I can't sleep with the TV on. I got to turn it off, and I need darkness. But like a night light at least, so I'm not like worrying about stepping or falling on the floor or anything clumsy.
They sometimes say reading like uninteresting material. I'll read some self-help stuff can kind of help. I'll tell you one thing, and then CPAP machines. I'll tell you this with everyone that has sleep apnea. You know, I supposedly had that, and I was mild sleep apnea. And I tried using that machine. I hated it. And my dogs hated it. They're afraid to cuddle with me.
It's probably,
And I think if you're mild sleep apnea, I personally have to wonder if that's a scam. I think everybody would be mild sleep apnea. I mean, come on,
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, if you're hardcore, moderate, or higher sleep apnea, you definitely need it because that's major health issues.
My friend has one.
I just couldn't sleep with the damn thing. And then with your insurance, your copays are outrageous, like $600 for half the equipment.
Wow.
So unless you got Medicaid, you're going to be paying a lot of money. So personally, I didn't like it and couldn't use it, and my pets were afraid of it. And it was more important for me for Zeus and pets to cuddle with me than that.
Yeah.
So.
So then another one is chill out literally. So your core body temperature falls as you sleep. So set your thermostat lower, ideally around 65 to 68 degrees because a hot room's disruptive, which makes sense. I'm one of those people that I'll get really warm in the middle of the night and technically I'm stuck under all these covers and I get trapped. So I got to kick out my foot and like just kind of have it out to breathe and like I cool down and it's much better. Yeah. So I'm like kind of that and toss and turn. And then they have skip the snooze button. So those 7 or so minutes you actually need to get up. Like I'm bad with that, but I agree with what they're saying because then when you're like, 10 minutes, you're like sitting there like, I got to get up in 10 minutes. And you're really not getting any good sleep.
Yeah, or you hit snooze forever.
But I would add on, get a schedule or structure. Like try going to bed at the same time every night and kind of getting up at the same time. Like so when you're working some nights in Buffalo, Western New York, the bar hours are 4:00. In Rochester, it's 2:00. Here in Pennsylvania, most areas are 2. I mean, you're getting back sometimes at like 5 in the morning, 6 if you go to Denny's after work with your friends and you're messing it up. But if you're doing that 1 or 2 nights and then the other nights you're like going to bed or just crash or taking weird naps during the day, which a lot of people do because a lot of entertainers have kids and they're like single moms or trying to juggle it or, some type of.
Yeah, I just made in time because I took a 2.5 hour nap before I come in here, because I was running around. I was tired, but I agree.
No, I mean, it just makes it easier and I mean, just healthier. And then they say too, like some little things that help you rest easy. I guess they're these gummies now. And then it's got like a green tea with chamomile and it helps you like with sleep melatonin. I mean, it looks kind of cool. It's a midnight
there's no
snack,
caffeine
like
in the
called
green tea.
restful sleep. No, it doesn't. That's the whole point of that. Then aromatherapy wash, something calm, snooze spray, eye warming. A warming eye mask. Calming crystals, they say help, soothing soak, a nice like bath or something.
Yeah, I hit the bath with Epsom salts, and sometimes you get the Epsom salts with the lavender oil.
And sometimes meditation, listening to some nice relaxing music, tone out. They say a lot of times, this article doesn't say that. I think a lot of people just can't do it anymore. And I do like a TV in the bedroom because I like to watch porn. I love porn. So, I like as background noise. I like to throw it on. So I want a big TV in my bedroom to watch videos. I'm like that. That's my personality. So they say, though, a lot of times you shouldn't have the TV in your house or your bedroom because it's going to disrupt your sleep and then it's going to be in the room. And it's going to ruin the zen. But, I think TVs are important for porn.
Yeah, they say in the bedroom often, only use your bedroom for sleep and sex.
Right. And you don't want to you're doing that and it just spices it up where like you could be with your significant other, be like, let's do what they're doing and copy it. And so porn I think is a beneficial asset to a relationship.
Sometimes if you're by yourself, you got to rub one out before you go to sleep. So
right, that too. Set up the table stand convenient. It's better screen. You don't have to worry about your hand trying to hold the iPad or whatever. It's just,
I usually fall asleep with NFL Network on. And so what happens is when I'm half asleep in the morning, it creeps into my dreams. And so I'll have dreams that I got drafted by the Bills or I'm playing in the NFL or whatever. So it's a great fantasy dream. Yeah. And unfortunately, I wake up and I realize that I'm not in the NFL. But I have some phenomenal dreams, stuff like that. So
I have some interesting ones about work that end up being pretty good ideas, and I like to start, making them happen. But I am going to have us cut in another break. We are Beyond the Pole Radio, RochesterFreeRadio.com, 106.3 every Thursday from 10 till 2. 12. Check me out on Facebook. I'm Katrina Lee. We have Bailey in the house and Zeus the dog. And we're going to have another special request and play that and then come back and talk about some more things with Valentine's Day coming up and what we have for the show.
Bailey's egregious dating story. One's coming up.
All right. Exciting.
That's Jenny. But that's not Jenny's dad. If she gets into that car, that may be the last time you'll see Jenny. I'm McGruff, the crime dog. See those kids? Every day in this country, 60 kids disappear. Some run away, but a lot are kidnapped by strangers, or even by people they know. So write to McGruff and teach your kids to protect themselves. Help take a bite out of crime.
Take a bite out of crime. I love our commercials and
60
stuff.
60 kids, and that's an old commercial, man.
That is very old.
That number is probably 3 times as high
Right.
now.
I have the puppets upstairs still in my parents' attic somewhere of McGruff and everything with this like trench coat on. And
The thing though,
I should eBay them. They're worth money.
They were pretty. I mean, like, see Jenny, you might not see her any. They were pretty aggressive with their PSAs.
Yeah, all these ones are pretty unique ones. It fits our show because they're just kind of funny. They're great. Like
The one I couldn't stand though, of course, was the crash test dummies. Those guys, if you remember these guys right here.
Gosh, Darlene, it sure is amazing how much we have in common.
I know, Larry. We both have 3-car pileups. We both were built in Buffalo.
And we both know wearing safety belts helps save thousands of lives.
Yeah, this is fascinating.
Don't mind Vince. He's getting over a bad breakup.
I know. Janet's picking up the pieces, too. They're in here.
I wish they understood it's all worth it to get people to buckle up.
Hey, lacerated lovebirds, I sense a major crush.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Talk about head over heels.
That's great. I mean, especially since they're both born in Buffalo.
Right.
So
and I
I'm
know
like,
where they did that at CalSpan.
Yeah.
Because my dad worked at CalSpan. Like in the 70s or 80s or something. And they did a lot of testing stuff there.
Yeah,
So-
no, I know about that. Like, my special friend up in Rochester, the school worked at CalSpan for a long time. It sounds pretty chaotic, and all the controversies, if you Google CalSpan's insane.
Wow.
All this stuff. They say they were like implanting microchips inside their arms and stuff. And I toyed with Roxy Love once and I said, yeah, he said it was true. And then she was like Googling and posting it. And I was just laughing. It gave her some stuff to occupy her life, like she needs more, but it's funny. I can play games every once in a while, but I was watching Netflix and there's this new show that I'm getting into and it's like fabulous called Disjointed. Have you seen it yet or heard?
Disjointed. What's that about?
It's got Kathy Bates in it and she's great and it's about working in a weed dispensary. And like smoking, I was watching. It's just funny. And it's kind of warped and twisted. And I mean, I haven't seen the whole series and I didn't get to binge watch it yet. So I mean, it might stink after like 3 of them, but I was enjoying it.
Might stink like weed.
Yeah, right. Or just a flop. Like, all right, but it was pretty clever. It is by the same people, Chuck Lorre, of the whole like Angry Men.
I've seen documentaries and stuff on the weed dispensaries and all this, like in Colorado and these places, especially when it was very interesting because it's like was legal locally but still against the federal law. So at any point, the feds could just come in and take all your stuff. And
it still is that way.
Yeah,
right
which is just, I guess, synopsis of our country. Like, what a mess. Just make a rule, make a law, and just stick with it.
That's why. Yeah, most of these places can't even put a money in bank account.
That's one of the issues too. They couldn't get covered in this, so it's like just choose. Personally, just make it legal and tax the crap out of it. There solve some of your deficit problem.
Probably.
I mean, use and abuse with anything, anyways. Whether it's energy drinks, caffeine, cigarettes, and alcohol.
Well, they'll make more money legalized because then they could get you on like driving the impairment of marijuana and get more tickets and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just interesting.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it's different, but it was a pretty cool series. I liked it. So
is it sort of like Weeds?
It kind of was the start of it. Yeah, kind of warped. Is funny and like laid back kind of. And I mean, I love Kathy Bates from Misery years ago, and then I love American Horror Story. It's my favorite show. Absolute favorite show, and she's just incredible in it. So I was like, oh, this looks promising. And it's by it was Chuck Lorre. I blinked on it, Big Bang Theory and stuff. So I mean, it's like a good person. So it was a pretty good series. I was like, oh, just found it today. So.
There's one you should look up that I love. It's called Atypical.
Okay.
Atypical. Watch it. It's about a highly functioning autism kid in high school who wants to have a girlfriend.
Okay.
And it's hysterical. I mean, it's a great show. I mean, it's not making fun of people with autism whatsoever.
Yeah.
But it's hysterical. You got to check it out.
Yeah, no, I like it. I'm getting into a little bit, switching it up. Kind of get back into pop culture again. Kind of isolated for a while, but I know Valentine's Day. Everyone's kind of wondering what's going on. Every strip club has a Valentine's Day party. I'm not really saying there's much going on. Most of them aren't putting out food or anything. They just call it, celebrate it with the Valentines. There'll probably be some little balloons around. All the girls will be there. I'm sure all the girls are going to wear red or heart stuff and try to put out some effort too for themselves. But, it's there. The clubs will be busy or up and down. I mean, I've always liked it's a good money night. I'm excited. I don't think I'll be in one of the clubs working on Valentine's Day, but check it out. Support your local stripper.
Speaking of relationships, let me hit my Bailey egregious dating tale of the week if you want to hear about this, because it's pretty funny and makes me feel like this. Anyways, so basically, and I nickname everybody, this girl had contacted me on Facebook or friended me from Buffalo. I wrote back to her. I was like, do I know you? And she's like, no, I'd like to get to know you. I was like, all right, great. So we're talking on Facebook. Well, right away she wants to meet up without physically talking to me on the phone. Wants to just meet up somewhere. And I'm like, at a coffee shop or whatever. And I'm like, look I'm not meeting you until we have a phone conversation. I'm like, you could be a dude. You could be crazy, and there's like a safety issue. So she had a problem with that. So finally we speak on the phone. She seems all right. We ended up meeting up. She comes over, a nice girl. She was a MILF who squirted. And I nicknamed people, so I started calling her Super Squirter MILF. So I started calling her Super MILF or Super Squirter MILF. Great. So we're kind of dating for a little bit, but she's kind of insecure. Bad idea for dating a dancer. So she's a little insecure. Then I'm just wondering, is she just a drunk? Because she'd come over with a water bottle, and but it was filled with like vodka in it.
Nice.
And then
she saves money, right?
Yeah, but still, it's like, and I'm like, I find I'm like, are you ADHD or are you just tipsy? Like, I can't, like, she didn't remember coming over that I had a cat the next time. Being a little bit allergic to cats, I would think you would remember if someone had a cat. So anyways, I liked her. She was cute, but of course she had lived with the deadbeat ex, because that's like a constant. They live with the deadbeat ex, and she had 2 kids, whatever. So it is what it is. So we're seeing each other. Well, she was so flaky. It's like trying to set a time with her. Always 2 to 3 hours late. Always some drama. I only met up with her 3 times in like 45 days. Like, the last time she was over, her kids are blowing up her phone. She's laying in bed with me naked. Her kids are blowing up her phone. They're older enough to handle their own. And it's popping up. Their kids are on the phone. I'm like, you going to answer that? I go, don't, because you're going to hit accept, and they're going to see you naked. And there's going to be an issue. So, anyways, the final straw, and this is kind of funny because the line I used. Actually, this has to do with the Bills game. So she wanted to see me, plans, and she was like on a Sunday. She's like, hey, why don't we go to Victoria's Secret? You can help me pick something out, and I can wear it for you. And it was the Sunday of the Bills game. Oh. And I was like, maybe you don't get it, but it's the NFL playoffs, number one. Number two, the Bills hadn't been in the playoffs in 18 years. Number three, the last place a guy like me wants to be is effing shopping. I don't want to be shopping, and I don't want to be going around parading around town with someone who technically lives with someone. Like, she just didn't get the safety issues. So she got bent out of shape. Well, then she would text me, and I'm sharing this story with everyone so the people in the couples who are struggling or working on stuff, you can live and see what I deal with as a single dude. So she would text me at 12:30 at night, 1 a.m., and want to just come over. Well, I already took my sleep meds, or I was doing something, and then if I couldn't accommodate her, she'd get mad about it. I'm like, how are you going to text someone at 1 a.m.? So finally, I gave her, I said, look, it's so hard to deal with you. I'm like, Monday, pick any time you want. You can come over, whatever. Well, sure enough, I text her, you coming over Monday? She was legging around. She's like, I'm helping my sister move, blah, blah, blah. Of course. So I said, of course. So finally, I said, you know what? This was right. I said, you know what? At this point, you're way too flaky with me. And for that reason, and I said, so as they say on Shark Tank, for that reason, I'm out. And I was like, at this point, the juice is not worth the squeeze. And I was like, it's been fun, Super Squirter MILF, see ya. And of course, she got all mad about it, and then I had to block her. So that's my recent dating tale. For all you out there who are single, it's crazy out there, but there's nothing wrong with being single. And also, too, if you're a girl and you're already annoying a dude within a few weeks, he ain't going to want to make you the girlfriend, because if you're annoying now, how are you going to be in 6 months? So that's my rant.
Yeah, I mean, not everyone. Like, I don't know. I'm actually happy, kind of, in my situation.
Oh, sure.
So, no complaints. Like, it's calm. Like, right now, no drama. But the songs we just played, too, I forgot to say. It was Bad to the Bone, and it's Joe Dolack in Erie, Pennsylvania requested that. It was Devil Went Down to Georgia, and Tim Wheeler from Holland, New York. I played that. The earlier was Motley Crue from Tommy Castro and Canandaigua.
And Devil Went Down to Georgia always reminds me.
They're all in different
Dakota
areas.
Sky.
I love it.
Always reminds me of Dakota Sky and her puppet routine.
Yes.
So it always reminds me of Dakota Sky. And anytime I hear it, I do a video with me and Zeus dancing to it, and I just send it to her out of the blue.
Yeah, that was great. So, yeah, she was a great guest to have on. I'm sure we'll get updates with her. And we've had a lot of features and everything. So we really appreciate her with like sensational features. So, and a lot with Candies out in Erie, Pennsylvania. It's going to be a good week. I'm excited. It's Valentine's. A lot of people are starting to celebrate and do it this weekend and next weekend because Valentine's Day is Wednesday. And I know that we had on last week Ruby Sparkles from Sirens and Stilettos Cabaret, and that she's doing a special event, and it's going to be on Saturday, and I'm like 99% positive I'm going to be there. So anyone there, feel free to say hi or, get a drink.
The
or
snowmobile event's going on, too.
Yeah, the snowmobiling, and she's still collecting funds with Vanessa, so hot bikini snowmobilers. So it's going to be a fun week for that in different areas, a lot of activities going on. A lot of restaurants have wine and different tastings just because, it's a date night now starting. So you can get women, like, take advantage of it. If you're attractive and you're single and, it's not a big deal, why not get a bunch of dates? You can celebrate 2 weekends in a row, hammer it out, get some nice lobster, free flowers, enjoy it, pamper yourself.
Or have a party and hire me.
Right, I mean, you could do that too. Get some of your girlfriends over and have a little party. Have a toy party and a male dancer and stuff, and just have a fun ladies' night. There's so many cool options and stuff, and everyone made it into like a kind of a definite hallmark money making holiday every year. It just kind of grows.
There's nothing wrong with being single. So it just often means sometimes you have not found the right match.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not worth being with someone that isn't the right match for you and being miserable
just
when
to not be alone.
You can be by yourself and then find someone who is the right match and take your time. But I have a Facebook page, Cats Meow Cares, KATS Meow MEOWKARES, and it's for survivors and different women dealing with narcissistic, psychopath, and forms of domestic abuse. I'm really passionate about it. I'm a survivor of domestic abuse, and I lived through an absolute nightmare of hell. And, I try helping others, and I did it as a way to heal. And we collect donations through not just a pretty face, and we have boxes and collect them at the club. I'm going to add one, too, at the radio station, and you can drop off cosmetics, soaps. Like, if you're in a hotel, grab those soaps and shampoos if you're not going to use them. Why leave them there for free? Bring them here, and, we give them out.
Right,
shelter's all different. Toothpaste.
Colgate toothpaste. I hate Colgate. My mom.
Even sales.
I didn't like it. So so
things you don't want.
Donated it.
It all goes to a good cause. It's going to Huther Doyle, which is a rehabilitation facility and center doing a lot of activities. And I met him on another radio show, Two Guys and a Girl I was on with. And Craig's getting it this week. And it's a bunch of cool makeup and different things from free gifts. My mom's a big shopaholic, so a lot of Lancome and nice products. And it helps women who are abused, like cover up their bruises or apply for jobs and build self-esteem. It just makes a difference. We also some stuff for guys, too, so we're not excluding anyone. Anything, it just gets distributed to the right people. So any hygiene products, stuff like that, it goes to an amazing cause. Usually we get a nice little letter from the people that we donate to, and I have a notebook, and I've been collecting them all in there saying thanks to me on the polls. So when we get our TV studio and everything we're set up, we'll have that there so our guests can flip through and see some of the cool events we did and where it says it. So I love it.
It's nice to hear from the people you actually help, because sometimes you might give to a food bank or give somewhere and you never really find out.
Yeah.
So it's not that you want credit, but it'd be nice to actually see the person you actually help. I mean, for me, and I was very grateful because I'm struggling financially that Petco had all these pet food donations and stuff.
Oh, awesome.
And I told, it was up front, I asked the guy, how do you qualify for this or whatever? I mean, I just paid $600 in vet bills and this and that. And he's like, if there's anything up there you like, take it. And so I actually found Zeus's favorite food, Purina Smart Blend, and he's funny. He eats all the moist pieces first.
Yeah.
Moist. And but I was able to grab that and some cat food, and so it helped me out. And a bag of food for Zeus will last him 4 months because he's little.
Yeah.
A few months. So if you can ever donate, because even pet food or donate anywhere, it's always good. And then it comes back comes back to you, and random acts of kindness and stuff like that always comes back to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great thing. I'm a big charity person. I love going to basket raffles at botanical gardens and different stuff because it's kind of like fun gambling. You never know, and it's like for a good cause.
My best strategy with that is if I really want something, I went at this meat raffle, the Star Wars basket.
Okay.
And it had Star Wars blanket, which I really wanted, and Star Wars. So I bought $10 of tickets, and I stuck them all on one to increase my odds, and I won it. And then this is funny. I got a Halloween prop. It's this skull biker.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. Yeah, it was huge.
He's like, yeah. And you can shoot fog. Well, my sister was at it, and my mom's like, is there anything for Paul? And like, yeah. So my mom said, do $10 of tickets. So she put $10 of tickets in one. And there was some biker lady who put $50 of tickets in there.
Wow.
And my sister won. And this lady was mad. She was like drunk and mad. I'll give you like money for it, right? About it. So I got another prop, which any bikers will love it. But like the Harley, it does wheelies and stuff, and it's pretty cool Halloween prop. So yeah, the gift baskets are pretty neat.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. All of it, just everything's positive coming up. Baskets, summer, spring, hopefully getting it through the winter. We're halfway through it. Check us out next week. We got a cool show. We got Tom Losey from Life Without Shame. We're calling guests, different surprises. We're going to start cold calling different businesses and asking what's going up. So that'll be exciting. Updates on how everyone's Valentine's Day was, how the clubs were, which ones were good to work at, what's going on, new featuring. I went to House of Guitars, and they're the show after us last week. We talked to them. They were talking about doing some promotions and different stuff with us. So tune in and check them out. They're right after this show at 12 o'clock. So it's pretty exciting. And I'm Katrina Lee. This is Beyond the Pole Radio on Facebook. I'm Katrina, spelled like the hurricane, Lee on Facebook. I have 2 pages, a modeling page and then a regular personal page. And you can follow me on there. We have Zeus the dog.
Yep, and my I got Bailey Exotic Dancer, that page, and Zeus the dog page, and then my website, BaileyExoticDancer.com. Any ladies need me for stagettes or birthday parties or divorce parties or a Valentine's Day party, etc.
Yeah, book it. And don't forget to check out my adult store inside Playmates at the Cats Meow Playmates in Byron, New York. And check us out next week and say hi, request songs, contact us, say whatever on Facebook. We're looking for your input.